Imagine there's a secret, kept for centuries, that allows you to manifest anything you want, effortlessly. Now imagine this secret is hidden in a place no one told you to look, your own silence. What I'm going to reveal to you in this video isn't a positive thinking technique. It's a 3-step method, done in secret, that when applied in the correct order, forces reality to mold itself to your desires. I'm going to give you the first step right now, in the next few seconds. And it's so simple you'll doubt it. But the other 2 steps, which follow, are the key that transforms the impossible into the inevitable. Staying until the end isn't an option. It's a necessity if you truly want to have it all. The first step is this: for just one day, stop talking about your problems to anyone. Don't complain about your lack of money. Don't talk about your bad relationship. Don't mention your pain. Just for 24 hours, take a vow of silence about everything that troubles you. This simple act begins to cut off the energy that fuels your current reality and prepares the ground for the second step, which is where the real magic begins to happen. If you understand the power of this first challenge, stay with me, because what comes next is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. If you accept the challenge of remaining silent for 24 hours, comment below, "I accept the silence." That tiredness that prevents you from dreaming isn't normal. It's a symptom of a leak of vital energy, the creative force that builds realities. You were born with this reserve of power, but you've been trained to waste it. Your attention is the tool that directs this force, and every second, you choose where to point it. The problem is that you've been aiming at the wrong targets, strengthening the prison you want to escape. Your creative energy is spent daily on things that destroy you. Every minute you spend worrying about the future, dwelling on past pain, or arguing on social media is a waste of your power. You are literally using your life force to water the weeds in your life, instead of nurturing the seeds of your dreams. It's an unconscious act of self-sabotage that keeps you stuck in the same place. Imagine your energy as a construction crew ready to build your empire. Instead of delivering the project of your dreams, you send them to repair the walls of your own prison. They waste time and energy on the past, the future, and the opinions of others. At the end of the day, your team is exhausted and your dream remains just a blueprint. That's exactly what you do with your power every day. This waste is not an accident. It's a system. The attention economy thrives on stealing your focus. The fear sold in the news and the outrage generated on social media are designed to hijack your energy. You become a battery, powering a system that profits from your distraction and powerlessness. As long as you are depleted, you will lack the strength to question or create a new reality for yourself. That's why you feel powerless. You try to manifest, but your tank is empty. Before you learn to build the new, you need to stop sustaining the old. The first step to mastery is to shut off the taps through which your strength leaks. You need to declare a ceasefire and stop feeding what drains you. Only with your energy back will you have the power to turn the page. Now that you know your energy is leaking, the next step is an act of power, calling it back. Ancient traditions teach that parts of our life force get trapped in traumas, worries, and people. You continue living, but not fully, feeling a constant emptiness. Your job now is to become your own healer and rescue those fragments of power that have been left behind, gathering your strength to build your new reality. The tool for this is your focused intention. Meditating here is not about emptying the mind, but rather a practical exercise in power management. It is the act of withdrawing your attention from the 1,000 external distractions and directing it to your inner source. You are summoning your troops back to headquarters before the battle for your new life. It is an act of power, not passivity. Do this now. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. With your eyes closed, Visualize your energy as threads of light trapped in hurts, fears, and worries. With a firm intention, command all this energy to disconnect from everything and flow back to you. Feel your body filling with light, from your big toe to the top of your head. Your subconscious understands this language and will begin to obey. By practicing this daily, change is inevitable. Mental noise diminishes, anxiety dissipates, and a powerful clarity emerges. Suddenly, you see the situations and people that drain your energy for what they truly are. You no longer need to fight against old patterns. They simply lose their power over you because you have stopped feeding them with your own energy. Regaining your strength is what sets the stage for true magic. With your energy field consolidated, you become more creative, intuitive, and resilient. Problems diminish in size because you have grown from within. This recovered energy isn't just about feeling good. It's the fuel needed to activate a latent capacity in your brain, a secret portal that transforms your mind into an antenna for new realities. With your energy now returning home, something extraordinary begins to happen in your biology. Your physiology changes. Modern neuroscience can now map what mystics have always known through experience. When you are stressed, anxious, running on autopilot, your brain operates predominantly in beta waves. It's a state of alert, of fight or flight, great for reacting to dangers, but terrible for creating. In this state, your mind is focused on the outside world, on threats, on problems. It's the frequency of survival, not creation. But when you calm down and regain your energy, your brain waves begin to slow down. You glide from beta to alpha, a state of light relaxation, like when you're daydreaming. But the real portal opens when you go even deeper, to the theta wave state. This is not a common state of waking life. It's the twilight realm, that magical space between wakefulness and sleep. It's the state hypnotherapists induce to access the subconscious. It's the state of monks in deep meditation. It's the state in which young children spend most of their time, absorbing information and learning at an astonishing pace without the critical filter of the conscious mind. Why is the theta state so crucial? Because it's the bridge between your conscious mind and your deepest operating system, the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, operating in beta, is logical, analytical, and limited by the beliefs it already holds. It's the guardian of the old program. But the subconscious mind, accessed in theta, doesn't argue. It doesn't judge. It accepts suggestions given to it as truth and begins to work to manifest them in reality. It's the language that the quantum field, the universe, understands. It's the fertile ground where you can plant a new seed. While the beta mind is bound by the laws of time and space, the theta realm operates outside of them. It's a field of pure potentiality, where all versions of your reality already exist as an energetic possibility. Accessing this state is like gaining a free pass to the universe's control room. This is where you can communicate directly with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates everything. The language, however, is not one of words or logic, but of feelings and images. This is why simply repeating affirmations with the conscious mind often doesn't work. You're speaking the wrong language to the wrong part of your mind. Accessing the theta state is not a mystical gift reserved for a select few. It's a skill that can be trained, like learning to ride a bicycle. Guided meditation practices, deep breathing, and progressive relaxation are tools specifically designed to lead you to this state. By practicing, you teach your body and mind to relax and surrender, allowing brainwaves to naturally slow down. You learn to become conscious in this state, instead of simply falling asleep. You become a conscious explorer of your own inner realms. This theta portal is the stage where the act of deliberate creation takes place. It is the artist's studio, the inventor's workshop. It is here that you will cease to be a mere spectator of your life and become its architect. Once you learn to consciously open this door, you gain access to the most powerful tool for manifestation. You are ready to go beyond simply wishing for a new life and begin to design it on an energetic level, using a fundamental law of creation that has been reversed by most people. From this portal, you can finally apply the sacred geometry of creation in the correct order. You will no longer try to change the outer world to feel good inside. You will use this state to change who you are inside, and then observe how the outer world bends and molds itself to match your new vibration. The question ceases to be, "What do I need to do?" and becomes, "Who do I need to be?" The great alchemists of antiquity weren't just trying to turn lead into gold. That was a metaphor for a much deeper process, the transmutation of the human soul. They understood that the universe operates under immutable laws, and one of the most fundamental is the sacred geometry of creation. This law is elegantly simple and universally ignored. Be, do, have. You must first be the person who has what you desire. Then do the things that person does, and as a natural result, you will have what that person has. It's a divine order, a flow that cannot be broken. Your mistake, and the mistake of almost all of humanity, has been trying to live this law in reverse. To have, to do, to be. You believe that you first need to have the money in order to do the things that make you happy, and see the dipui. Finally, be a happy and secure person. You believe that you need to have the perfect relationship in order to be someone loved and complete. You are constantly holding your happiness and your state of being hostage to an external condition that never arrives. It's like standing in front of a mirror, arms crossed, shouting for your reflection to smile first. It won't happen. The reflection only responds. It never initiates. This inverted cycle is the cause of your frustration. You are trapped in a self-perpetuating feedback loop. Your current external reality, what you have or don't have, informs your thoughts and feelings. These thoughts and feelings solidify your state of being, your identity. I am someone who has no money. From this state of being, you try to do things to change. But your actions are tainted by the energy of lack. And yet, as a result, you continue to have the same reality of scarcity. You are running on a treadmill, sweating and straining, but never getting anywhere. To break this vicious cycle, you need to stop focusing on doing and having. You need to temporarily ignore your current reality and focus all your recovered energy on one thing: changing your state of being. The fundamental question you should ask yourself is not, "What do I need to do to get rich?" The correct question, the game-changing question, is, "Who do I need to become?" How does a version of myself that is already rich think, feel, and act? Change doesn't begin with new actions. It begins with a new identity. Your identity, your state of being, is not something abstract. It's an energetic signature, a vibrational frequency that you emanate into the universe every second. This frequency is a command. It tells the quantum field which reality, among infinite possibilities, should materialize for you. If you vibrate at the frequency of the victim, the universe will bring you more situations in which you will be a victim. If you vibrate at the frequency of gratitude and abundance, the universe will bring you more reasons to be grateful and abundant. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you a reflection of who you are being. This is where the Theta portal becomes your primary tool. In this deep state of connection, you can begin to rehearse a new state of being. You can, with your imagination and feeling, begin to feel like the person you want to become. It's not about pretending. It's about energetically embodying it. It's about feeling in every cell of your body the safety, the joy, the freedom of your ideal version, even before seeing any evidence of it in the outside world. You are literally installing a new program in your operating system. This is the secret to building a new identity at such a deep level that your body and mind begin to believe it is already real. When your body begins to feel the emotions of a new reality, it starts to rewire its neural circuits and alter its chemistry. You are becoming, biologically and energetically, a new person. And when you become a new person, your actions, doing, become effortlessly different. And your reality, having, inevitably transforms to mirror your new identity. Now that you understand the law of being, doing, and having, we need to put this into practice. How do you build this new identity? Quantum physics, with its many worlds interpretation, gives us a powerful clue. A version of yourself that is already successful, healthy, loved, and happy is not something you need to invent from scratch. It already exists right now, as a real possibility in a parallel universe. Your job is not to create this person, but rather to tune into their frequency, like tuning into a radio station. You need to become an antenna for this specific reality. And to do that, let's build a map. Take a sheet of paper and a pen. In the center, draw a simple figure, a stick figure. This is not just a drawing, it's an act of power. This is your avatar. It's the symbolic representation of the version of yourself that already lives the life of your dreams. It's the future you who has already achieved everything. Now, let's bring it to life. Around this figure, begin to write, with as much detail as possible, the qualities, thoughts, and feelings of this person. Don't think about who you are now. Think about who they are. How does this person feel when they wake up in the morning? Do they wake up with anxiety or with gratitude and anticipation? What are their first thoughts? Are they thoughts of lack and worry or of possibility and confidence? How do they walk down the street? With slumped shoulders, looking at the ground, or with an upright posture, chest open, looking the world in the eye? What is their tone of voice like? Is it a hesitant and low voice or a clear, calm, and confident voice? Delve into the details. Continue building your avatar. What are this person's daily habits? Do they spend hours scrolling through negative news feeds, or do they use their time to learn, grow, and take care of themselves? How do they deal with challenges? Do they panic and despair? Or do they face problems calmly, creatively, and with the certainty that they will find a solution? What are their limits? Do they say yes to everything to please others? Or do they know how to say no firmly and lovingly to protect their energy and focus? What is considered normal for them? Is having money left over at the end of the month normal? Is having healthy relationships normal? Is feeling good in their own body normal? This exercise is not child's play or a useless fantasy. It is an act of neurolinguistic and energetic programming of the highest order. You are creating a clear and detailed map for your subconscious, which operates through images and feelings. You are giving it a new target, a new identity to embody. This avatar becomes your guide, your North Star. It is the personification of the frequency you want to tune into. It is your future self, calling you to your potential. From now on, your only daily task is to ask yourself, in every situation, in every decision, in every interaction, how would my avatar act now? Faced with an offense, what would he do? Faced with an opportunity, how would he respond? Faced with fear, how would he behave? By doing this consistently, you begin to practice your new state of being. You begin to close the vibrational gap between who you have been and who you are becoming. You are rehearsing your future in the present. This process of aligning with your avatar is what prepares the ground for the most crucial and transformative step of all. You're building the structure, the energetic mold. Now, you need to fill that mold with the fuel that transforms possibility into reality. You are about to learn the lost art of uniting mind and heart to achieve the alchemical marriage that manifests worlds. Here is the secret that unites absolutely everything we have talked about so far. It is the point where theory becomes reality. Thought alone is cold, sterile, powerless. You can think about being rich all day, but if you feel poor, you will remain poor. Emotion alone is chaotic, without direction. You can feel a burst of joy, but if it is not linked to a clear intention, it dissipates without creating anything. The true magic, the power to bend reality, happens in the sacred marriage between the two. A clear intention, coming from the mind, united with a high emotion, coming from the heart. Your mind, operating within the portal of the Theta state and using the map of your avatar, creates the crystalline image of what you desire. It projects the film of your new life. That is the intention. That is the what. But what transforms this film from a simple thought into a three-dimensional reality is the fuel, the energetic charge. And that fuel is feeling. Emotion is energy in motion. It is the force that takes the blueprint from your mind and sends it to the quantum field with a command for it to materialize. Without emotion, the blueprint never leaves the paper. And here's the master key, the detail most people get wrong. You need to feel the emotion of already having what you want, now. It's not about feeling the happiness of when I get the money. That's vibrating in lack, in waiting. It's about feeling the security and freedom that money provides, as if it were already in your account. It's not about feeling the joy of when I find love. It's about feeling the fullness and connection of being loved, as if that person were already by your side. You need to generate the feeling before you have the evidence. You need to give the mirror the smile you want to receive in return. Your brain and nervous system don't know the difference between an experience that's actually happening in the outside world and an experience you're vividly imagining and feeling in your inner world. To them, it's the same thing. When you, in your meditative state, allow yourself to feel deep gratitude for perfect health, your body begins to release the chemistry of health. It starts producing neurotransmitters and hormones that correspond to that state, strengthening your immune system. You are literally teaching your body to be healthy. By consistently generating the feeling of your desired reality, you change your energetic signature. You stop being an antenna that transmits the frequency of lack, loneliness, and fear, and become an antenna that transmits the frequency of fullness, connection, and confidence. You stop asking the universe, stop begging for change, and become a powerful magnetic field for what you have chosen. Things don't come to you because you chase them, but because you have become energetically compatible with them. It's the law of resonance. This is the true meaning of faith. It is not blind belief, but an inner state of being that trusts so much in the unseen reality that it begins to feel its emotions before it manifests. It is the act of living from your desired future in the present moment. You are no longer trying to manifest something. You are living from the outcome. You become the person who already has everything, and the universe, like a perfect mirror, has no choice but to reflect back to you the exact image of who you have become. This alchemical marriage between thought and feeling is the final act of inner creation. It's the seal you place on your request to the universe. You delivered the clear blueprint and fueled it with the most potent fuel that exists. You did your part. Now, the universe begins to do its part. But before the new reality appears, you will have to pass one last test, perhaps the most difficult of all. The test of living as your new self, while the old world still surrounds you. You did the work. In your meditations, you felt the vibration of your new reality, visualized your avatar in action, and experienced the sacred marriage between mind and heart. The feeling of fulfillment, of having already achieved your goal, was real, palpable. But then, the meditation ends. You open your eyes, and the shock of reality hits you like a bucket of cold water. The bank statement still shows the same negative balance. The person who hurts you continues to treat you the same way. The reflection in the mirror is still not what you want to see. The world around you, in all its stubbornness, seems exactly the same as before. It is here, in this exact moment of disillusionment, that 99% of people abandon the journey. The logical mind kicks in with full force. "See, I told you it was nonsense," it whispers. "Nothing has changed. It was just a fantasy, a waste of time." You desperately begin searching the outside world for proof, a small sign that your inner change worked. And, not finding this immediate evidence, you conclude that the method failed. Frustration sets in, and like a stretched elastic band that is released, you revert to your old state of being, to the old identity, to the old feelings of lack and powerlessness. You were at the finish line, but you convinced yourself to go back to the beginning of the race. This is the ultimate test, the spiritual warrior's trial by fire. It's the moment that separates amateurs from masters. The real work isn't just feeling good during meditation. The real work is sustaining this new identity, this new frequency, while you're still walking through the landscape of your old reality. It's about embodying the unwavering confidence of a millionaire while your wallet is empty. It's about radiating the self-love and wholeness of someone in a perfect relationship, even if you're still alone or in a challenging relationship. It's the test of your faith, not in an external God, but in your own capacity to create. You don't need to fight against your current reality. Fighting against it empowers it. It focuses on it. Instead, you energetically ignore it. You see it, but refuse to let it dictate how you feel inside. You become a master actor, playing the role of your avatar on the stage of your old life. You walk like him, talk like him, make decisions like him. You refuse to react to old triggers in the same way. When the bill comes due, instead of panicking, you breathe and feel the gratitude and security of your avatar, knowing that resources always appear. This is the most powerful paradox of the entire journey. You need to become completely different inside, while everything on the outside seems to remain exactly the same. It's a silent battle, fought not with swords, but with focus and feeling. You need to hold firm to the conviction that the outside world is just an echo, a delayed reflection of a past vibration. Your new frequency, maintained with consistency and power, is like a light so bright that it will inevitably cause the old mirage to dissolve and give way to a new landscape. Your persistence in this state is what forces matter to reorganize itself around you. The universe is always mirroring you, but there is a slight delay, like the echo of a voice in a valley. If you shout abundance and don't hear the echo immediately, you can't start shouting scarcity again. You need to maintain the note, sustain the vibration, trust that the echo of abundance is on its way. Maintaining this state of being, regardless of the circumstances, is what ensures that change manifests in the physical world. The world around you is like a shadow. It has no will of its own. It merely follows the movements of the body that projects it. You are the body. Your reality is the shadow. Until now, you tried to change the shadow, to fight with it, but that is futile. Now, you have learned to change the body, to change your state of being. Continue moving your inner body with the grace and confidence of your avatar, and the shadow will have no choice but to mimic your movements. But to do this, you need to learn to dance with the shadow that is still there, instead of fighting against it. What is your instinctive reaction when faced with a problem? An unexpected debt, a worrying diagnosis, a fight with someone you love. The automatic, programmed response within us is resistance. You hate the debt, you fear the illness, you resent the fight. You enter a state of struggle, denial, and complaint. You expend an enormous amount of mental and emotional energy fighting against what you don't want. But the universe operates with an implacable physical and energetic law. What you resist persists. Resistance is an act of intense focus. And where focus goes, energy flows. When you fight against your debt, you are thinking about it all the time. You feed it with your fear, your anger, your worry. You anchor it even more firmly in your reality, making it bigger and more solid. By hating your loneliness, you vibrate at the frequency of loneliness, ensuring that it remains your companion. Resistance, although it seems like an act of strength, is actually an act of submission to the unwanted reality. You are giving it all your power, all your attention, and it grows stronger from it. The antidote to this trap is not strength, but an act of supreme power that is often mistaken for weakness: acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean liking, approving, or passively resigning yourself to your situation. Resignation is saying, "That's how things are, and I can't do anything about it." Acceptance is an act of power that says, "I see you. I acknowledge that you are here in my reality right now, but I will no longer fight with you." It's like a martial arts master who doesn't oppose the opponent's strength, but uses it to their advantage. By accepting the presence of the situation, you stop feeding it with the energy of resistance. You take the power from it and bring it back to yourself. In that moment of acceptance, something magical happens. The situation that was once a terrifying monster becomes just a circumstance. The emotional charge is neutralized. You look at the debt and, instead of panicking, you say, "Okay, this is a number. It's an echo of past energy. I am no longer that energy." You stop fighting the shadow and, instead, turn on a light. Acceptance creates the necessary space for your new vibration, the vibration of your avatar, to begin operating without the interference of resistance. Now, you can go a step further. You can start using situations that previously drained you as a training ground for your new identity. That financial challenge becomes the perfect stage for you to practice and embody your new mindset of abundance and confidence. That argument that used to drive you crazy becomes a golden opportunity for you to practice the patience, compassion, and conscious communication of your avatar. Every problem transforms from an obstacle into a training tool. You begin to see the world not as something that happens to you, but as a training ground perfectly designed for your growth. This is the true dance with the shadow. You don't ignore it, but you also don't fight it. You acknowledge it, accept it as a reflection of the past, and use it as a springboard to embody your new state of being even more deeply. You learn to maintain your inner peace, even amidst external chaos. You learn to feel abundance even in the face of apparent lack. You learn to be love even when confronted with conflict. You are proving to yourself and to the universe that your inner transformation is real and unwavering. By practicing this dance, you discover that the shadow begins to lose its strength. It no longer has the energy of resistance to feed itself. Your light, your new frequency maintained with firmness and consistency, begins to illuminate and dissolve the dark areas. The transformation happens not because you fought and won, but because you became so full of light that darkness simply could no longer coexist in the same space. And this mastery prepares you for the most subtle and liberating step of all. You've done all the hard work. You've regained your energy, learned to access the Theta portal, built your avatar, practiced feeling your new reality, and learned to dance with the shadows of the present without losing your new vibration. You are aligned, focused, and persistent. Now, prepare for the most counterintuitive step, the move that seems to go against everything you've learned, but which is, in fact, the final key that opens the door to manifestation. You need to let go of desire. You need to completely detach yourself from the outcome. When you are desperately clinging to an outcome, you emit a subtle yet powerful energy of need and lack. It's the energy of someone with their face pressed against a shop window, longing for what's inside but deeply feeling they don't possess it. You are constantly checking reality for signs, asking, has it arrived yet? Is it working? Each check, each act of impatience is a vibrational affirmation to the universe that it hasn't happened yet. You are, without realizing it, reinforcing the absence of what you so desperately want. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your dream. It's not an act of pessimism or defeat. It's the ultimate act of trust. It's like a farmer who plows the land, plants the best seed, waters and fertilizes the soil. After doing all the work, he doesn't dig up the soil every day to see if the seed is germinating. Doing that would kill the seed. He trusts. He lets go. He knows he's done his part and now trusts the natural process of growth, the sun, the rain, the intelligence of life itself. Letting go of your desire is trusting that you've already done the energetic work and that the universe is now orchestrating events to deliver the result to you. True liberation happens when you realize why you can let go. You can let go of the result because you discover that the feeling you were seeking in having, peace, joy, security, freedom, you have already found in being. By practicing being your avatar, you have already given yourself the emotional experience of your achieved goal. You become so complete, so fulfilled in your new identity, that the external manifestation becomes a welcome consequence, a bonus, and no longer a desperate need for your happiness. Your happiness is no longer in the future. It is here and now in your state of being. This is where the paradox reveals itself in all its glory. The act of desperately clinging to a desire pushes it away, because the energy of despair is that of lack, while the act of letting go with confidence attracts it, because the energy of confidence is that of fullness and deserving. You stop chasing the butterfly and instead tend to your garden. And as it becomes a blooming and vibrant garden, the butterfly comes and lands on you, effortlessly. You stop hunting and start attracting. This detachment is the ultimate test of your faith in the process. It is your declaration to the universe that you fully trust your new identity and the power of the quantum field. You made your request, felt the feeling, and now you release the how and the when into the hands of a higher intelligence. You continue living as your avatar, feeling good, maintaining your vibration, but without the anxiety and need for the outcome. You find joy in the process, not just in the destination. By letting go, you create a vacuum, an energetic space so that your manifestation can enter your life. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you release the energy of need, you create a space that needs to be filled, and the universe will fill it with the vibrational correspondence of what you have become. It is an act of surrender, but not of passivity. It is an active surrender, a trust in motion, that leads us directly to the next stage, the dismissal of the controlling manager who lives within your mind. Your logical mind, the part of you we call the ego, has one main job: to ensure your survival. And to do that, it needs to control, predict, analyze, and plan every step. It hates the unknown. It wants a detailed map, a business plan, a guarantee that everything will work out. So, when you set a new intention, like manifesting more money, the first thing your ego does is ask, how? How will the money appear? Will I win the lottery? Will I receive an inheritance? Do I need to get a second job? It desperately needs to understand the mechanism, the logical path from point A to point B. But the manifestation of something truly new, something beyond your current reality, rarely follows the logic of the past. Trying to control the how from your limited mind is like trying to drive a car on a winding road at night, looking only in the rear-view mirror. You can only see the path you've already traveled. You have no way of predicting the curves, the shortcuts, and the bridges that a higher intelligence might place in your path. Insisting on controlling the how is the quickest way to limit the universe and sabotage your own manifestation. Surrender is the act of finally relinquishing your ego from its position as manager of the universe. It is an act of humility and immense wisdom. It is recognizing that your conscious mind, with all its knowledge and experience, represents a tiny fraction of the total intelligence that exists. It is admitting that the same force that orchestrates the movement of billions of galaxies, that makes a small seed know how to become a giant tree, and that coordinates the trillions of cells in your body, may know a better, faster, and more magical way to deliver what you desire than your logical mind could ever conceive. Surrender is not passivity. It's not sitting on the couch and waiting for things to fall from the sky. That's abdication. Surrender is active faith. It's continuing to do your part every day, embodying your new identity, feeling the heightened emotions, maintaining a high frequency. But at the same time, you completely relinquish control over the details. You take care of the what, your intention and your state of being, and leave the how to the universe. You become the co-pilot, trust the main pilot, and enjoy the ride instead of constantly trying to wrest the steering wheel from their hands. This is the moment of the death of the controlling ego and the birth of an unwavering trust in the process of life. It's scary at first, because you've been trained your whole life to believe you need to be in control. But when you finally let go, an immense peace floods you. The anxiety of having to make things happen disappears. You step out of your own way and allow the flow of life to begin working in your favor. You relinquish the need to understand every step and open yourself to the possibility of miracles, synchronicity, the unexpected. By firing the manager, you open the doors to a type of guidance that doesn't come from logic, but from a much deeper place. You become receptive to a new way of navigating. You stop trying to force doors open and instead begin to notice which doors are already open for you. You stop swimming against the current and learn to float, allowing the river of life to take you exactly where you need to go. This surrender creates a silence in your mind. The incessant noise of having to plan, control, and worry diminishes drastically. And it is in this newfound silence that you begin to hear a new voice, a new kind of command. A subtle, calm voice that doesn't shout, but whispers. The voice of your own inner wisdom, the voice of intuition. What happens the moment you surrender and stop trying to force reality? Your mind, finally freed from the burden of having to control the universe, calms down. The incessant flow of thoughts about the anxious future and the regretted past begins to diminish. For the first time in a long time, you land. You arrive home, in the only place where life truly happens, in the only moment that truly exists, the now. And it is in this sacred space of presence, in this inner silence, that you begin to listen, not with your ears, but with your whole being. Suddenly, out of nowhere, while you're washing dishes or walking in the park, You feel an inexplicable urge to call an old friend you haven't spoken to in years. There's no logical reason for it. It's just a feeling, a silent knowing. Or maybe you're driving home and feel a sudden urge to turn down a different street, a route you never take. Or a creative idea for a new project pops into your mind. So complete and clear, it seems like it was downloaded from somewhere. These are the whispers of intuition. These are not forced actions, born from logic and ego planning. They are spontaneous movements, inspirations that spring from your new state of consciousness. They are the universe's response to your alignment. Manifestation rarely happens like a bolt from the blue, with a check falling into your lap out of nowhere. It unfolds through a series of small, inspired steps, meaningful coincidences, and synchronicities that your logical mind could never have orchestrated. Universal intelligence is showing you the way, one step at a time. Your only job now is to listen to these whispers and act on them, without hesitation and without needing to fully understand why. The logical mind will try to intervene. Why call this person? What am I going to say? It's strange. You need to learn to ignore this voice of fear and trust the calm voice of intuition. Acting on these impulses is your part of the dance with the universe. You have made the inner alignment, and now the universe presents you with a door. Your inspired action is the act of turning the doorknob and walking through it. The great discovery is that your new reality doesn't arrive when you're anxiously watching the clock or checking your email. It arrives in the moments when you are so immersed in living from your new state of being, so present in the now, that you completely forget you're trying to manifest something. You are simply being, living, following the flow of your joy and inspiration. And it is in this state of non-resistance and flow that the pieces of the puzzle begin to fit together in miraculous ways. That friend you called tells you about a perfect job opportunity. The unusual street you turned onto leads you past a house with a for sale sign, which is exactly the house of your dreams. The creative idea you had transforms into a successful business. The universe guides you along the path of least resistance, the path of joy and inspiration. You just need to be quiet enough to hear the instructions and brave enough to follow them. By following these whispers, you begin to experience a state of being that psychologists and high-performance athletes know well. A state where action and awareness merge, where time seems to disappear, and where you operate at your peak performance effortlessly. You enter what is known as the flow state. By practicing listening to and acting upon your intuitive impulses, you begin to enter, with increasing frequency, an extraordinary state of consciousness that psychologists call flow. It's that magical state where you are so completely immersed in an activity that everything else disappears. Time distorts, hours seem like minutes. The notion of a separate self, which judges and criticizes, dissolves. Your action and your consciousness merge into a single, effortless stream of movement. It's the state of the musician lost in their melody, the athlete in the zone, the writer whose words flow without stopping. This state of flow ceases to be something you experience rarely, in moments of luck, and begins to become your natural state of being. It is no longer something you need to actively seek in meditation. You begin to carry it with you into your daily activities. You are present, focused, and engaged, but in a relaxed and effortless way. You are being moved by a greater force, guided by the flow of the Tao, by the intelligence of the universe. You have stopped pushing the river and have become the river itself. And it is here, in this state of flow and surrender, that the outer world begins to bend and mold itself to match your inner reality in ways that defy logic. Synchronicities become your new normal. You think of someone, and that person calls you. You need information, and you open a book to the exact page that contains it. The right people, the right resources, and the right opportunities begin to appear in your life, not as a result of frantic pursuit, but as a natural consequence of your vibrational alignment. Things start to work out in ways your old mind would call miracles or luck, but now you understand it's not luck, it's physics. It's the law of resonance in action. You've become a vibrationally attuned magnet, and the universe, which is an energy field responding to your frequency, has no choice but to bring you the experiences, people, and things that match your vibration. You've stopped chasing opportunities and become the person opportunities seek out. You realize it was never about fighting the world or trying to manipulate it. It was always about mastering your inner world. By finding peace, joy, and abundance within yourself first, you become the frequency of those qualities. And the universe, like a faithful mirror, begins to reflect that peace, joy, and abundance back to you in your external circumstances. Reality rearranges itself around you, not by force, but by resonance. This is the ultimate confirmation of the truth that the great sages of all ages have tried to teach us. The world is not something solid and separate that happens to you. It is a malleable flow of energy that happens through you. Your consciousness is the projector, and the world is the screen. By changing the film playing in the projector, the image on the screen inevitably changes. You are no longer at the mercy of life. You are in a dance partnership with it. You've learned to plant the seed, to trust the process, to go with the flow, and to witness the harvest. You've mastered the art of conscious creation. But the journey doesn't end here. Life will continue to test you, to challenge you to maintain this new state of being. And that's why the next step is about mastering daily choice. This journey of awakening and conscious creation is not a straight line that, once traveled, leads you to a final destination of perpetual happiness. It is an upward spiral. You will revisit each of these stages, each of these lessons, at increasingly deeper levels throughout your life. There will inevitably be days when you wake up and the old energy is knocking at your door. The old thoughts of doubt, fear, and scarcity will try to pull you back into the old pattern, like a ghost from the past. Doubt will appear, subtle and persuasive. The outside world, with its news, its dramas, and its pressures, will scream to try and convince you that nothing has changed, that it was all an illusion. An unexpected challenge will arise, and your first instinctive reaction might be panic, the old programming trying to regain control. It is in these moments that true mastery is forged. Mastery is not about never falling again, about never feeling fear or doubt again. Mastery lies in how quickly you get back up. It lies in your ability to realize that you fell into the old trap and, without judging or blaming yourself, to choose again. It's about daily recommitment, sometimes hourly, minute by minute, to your new identity. It's about choosing, again and again, to focus on the vision of who you are becoming, instead of fixating on the evidence of what you are leaving behind. Each time you consciously choose the thought of confidence instead of the thought of fear. Each time you choose to feel gratitude instead of lack, you strengthen the new neural pathways in your brain. You make your new identity your default state, and the old identity an increasingly rare and faint visitor. This is your last chance. Not because the door of opportunity will close forever, but because the only moment in which you have real power to choose is now. The past is gone. It's just a memory. The future hasn't arrived yet. It's just a projection. Your point of power is this very present moment, and in this now, you have a choice. You can continue to live like a leaf in the wind, passively reacting to circumstances, being tossed from side to side by the opinions of others and the events of the world. or you can fully embrace your power as the master of your inner garden. You can consciously choose which seeds of thought and feeling you will plant. You can uproot the weeds of doubt and fear as soon as they appear. You can water your garden with the energy of your focused attention and elevated emotion. You can trust the sun of universal intelligence to make the seeds sprout. The choice is yours, with every breath. You don't need any more external information. Everything you need is already within you. The map, the tools, the power. The question is no longer what to do, but what will you choose to be at this very moment? Will you choose to be your avatar, or will you choose to be the old version of yourself? Will you choose the frequency of freedom, or the frequency of imprisonment? Each moment is a new beginning, a new opportunity to make that choice. And by making this choice repeatedly, with discipline and love, you not only change your life, you transform yourself. You stop being someone who uses manifestation techniques and become the manifestation itself. You become living proof that we are the creators of our reality. And this understanding leads you to the ultimate secret, the great revelation about the true purpose of this entire journey. The ultimate secret is that there is no destination. The manifestation of a house, money, or a relationship is not the end of the line. It's just the beginning. It's proof that the system works. Now, the real journey begins. By mastering this process, you not only learn how to achieve things, but you become aware of your innate power as a creator, capable of applying this to any area of your life, forever. You stop being a frightened passenger and take the driver's seat of your life. You become the pilot of your experience, consciously navigating towards the destinations you choose. Life ceases to be a struggle and transforms into a blank canvas, a field of infinite possibilities where you can paint any work of art you want. The fear of the future dissolves, because you know you have the tools to create it. The true reward of this journey is not the things you acquire. They are merely bonuses. The real treasure is freedom. The freedom to know that, no matter what happens in the outside world, you carry within yourself the power to create any reality. You become the source of your own security, peace, and joy, a power that no one can take away from you. With this certainty, you become a beacon. Your calm amidst the chaos inspires others. Your confidence amidst uncertainty gives hope. Your very existence becomes a lesson, a living testament to human potential, elevating not only yourself, but the consciousness of everyone around you. You cease to be a reflection of the world, and the world becomes a reflection of you. The journey begins with a single step, with a decision to stop seeking salvation outside and start seeking power within. The door has always been open. The key has always been in your hand. This is your last chance, not because the opportunity will end, but because now is the only time you have to act. The new beginning is not tomorrow. It's now. The choice is yours. If you've made it this far, you're no longer the same person who started this video. You've received knowledge that has the power to change everything. And just by staying until the end, you've already demonstrated the willpower needed to transform your reality. To let me know you're part of the group that's ready to have it all, leave a comment with the phrase, "My chance is now." Your presence and energy up to this point are the greatest gift to this channel. But if this content has touched you more deeply, and you feel called to help spread this message to more people, there is a way to contribute directly. In the first pinned comment, you will find a link to support the channel. Any help, of any amount, is immensely important to me and to the growth of this work, allowing me to continue producing more content like this. But understand, just the fact that you watched until the end is already a huge help. If you can't contribute financially, You can still help a lot by sharing this video with someone you know who needs to hear this message. And before you leave, your journey doesn't have to end here. I've prepared a special video as the logical next step for everything you've learned today. It will delve even deeper into these tools in a practical and straightforward way. Don't leave yet. Click on the video that's currently playing on the screen, and let's meet there.